The former Prime Minister Raila Odinga faces an uphill task ahead of the Saturday vote for the African Union Commission chairmanship seat, even as the SADC Secretariat urges its 16 member states to back Madagascar's candidate, Richard Randriamandrato. Odinga needs 29 votes from the African Union member states and could face a tussle of if all the 16 nations heed to this call. If the 16 nations heed to the SADC Secretariat's call and others back Odinga, that means Odinga will garner 28 votes and deny him his seat, forcing a runoff. Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Poreri Sing'oei has, however, maintained that they are confident of Odinga win as the clock ticks to the ballot day. Speaking to the press when attending the 46th Ordinary Summit in Addis Ababa, the Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has said it is all systems go for Odinga, adding that the task force assigned to run Odinga's AU campaign is calling its curtains down confidently after the campaigns.
He met the president of President Ndashami of Burundi. They had a good session, and he's in very good spirits. He's a seasoned politician. He's not somebody who's entering a classroom. This is somebody who has had broad experience, and I believe he's prepared. And I can tell you, he remains a very, very good candidate for the African continent.
Meanwhile, only 4 members of parliament will be sponsored by the state to attend the African Union Commission chairperson vote against a request of up to 40 lawmakers. The National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has dismissed media reports alleging that parliament had funded at least 100 members of parliament to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The state says it will only cover the travel expenses of the 4.
Of 4 members traveling to Addis Ababa in solidarity with the Kenya candidate. The members are led by the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, the Honorable Nelson Koech, CBS MP, the Honorable Haikam Miziki, CBS MP, the chairperson, Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Committee, the Honorable Major Retired Abdullahi Bashir Sheikh, MP, Vice Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, CBS MP, the Minority Party Whip, who joins the team in her capacity as a member of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. I'm also aware that other members of the National Assembly will be traveling to Addis Ababa as part of the leadership and citizens of the country in solidarity and support of the candidature of the Honorable Raila Odinga.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And former Kiambu County Governor Ferdinand Waititu has been sentenced to 12 years in prison or pay 52.5 million Kenya shillings after being found guilty of conflict of interest in a 588 million Kenya shillings graft case. In the sentencing at the Milimani Law Courts, Waititu was similarly barred from vying for any political seat for a period of 7 years. Waititu was charged along with his wife Susan Dungu, who was slapped with a 1 year imprisonment or pay a fine of 500,000 Kenya shillings. The court convicted them on graft-related charges but acquitted them on 3 counts of money laundering.
Second, I have observed that the 13th accused person is just a business name called by first and second accused persons. This will be the sentence for the accused persons. For that offense, for that particular count, first accused person, a fine of 500 shillings in default. You serve 12 years. You serve 12 months imprisonment. For the second accused person, Susan Wangarindu, I'll sentence you to a fine of 500 in default, 1 year imprisonment.
Their co-accused, Testimony Enterprises Limited Director Charles Shaggy, has also been slapped with a 9-year sentence or pay 295 million Kenya shillings. Beth Wangeshi, the second director at Testimony Enterprises Limited, has also been fined 1 million Kenya shillings or serve 1 year behind bars.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has arrested traffic police officers in Nairobi for allegedly collecting bribes. The officers were apprehended near Moi Avenue Primary and the Junior School in Nairobi Central Business District. Images and videos seen by Pearl Radio captured EACC detectives dressed in plain clothes arriving at the scene, prompting the two traffic police officers to flee. However, their attempt to outrun the detectives proved futile as they were swiftly cornered. One officer was pinned to the ground near a crowd barrier and immediately handcuffed. There was drama during the arrest after members of the public thronged the area while castigating the officers for collecting bribes for motorists using the road. Furthermore, EACC officers had faced challenges in affecting the arrest as members of the public momentarily blocked them, eager to record videos and take photos of the incident. Some onlookers even demanded a share of the alleged bribes collected by the officers. However, the detectives urged them to resume the activities, assuring them that there was no money to distribute.
Pearl Newsbeat.
A group of pastors have called on churches to change their messaging to conform with the current realities of life, to emphasize more on training their flock and empowering them apart from nourishing their spiritual lives. Speaking in Utawala at a convention in preparation for an empowerment conference organized for April, the group led by Pastor Ezekiel Mutisia says there have been serious gaps in how modern churches carry out their businesses, where the lead preacher prioritizes prosperity gospel instead of well-being of the congregations.
Ni vizuri kufundishwa ili uwekimike, ufanye kazi ya huduma vizuri. Sio tu kila wakati tunaongea mambo ya prosperity gospel, lakini wale watu wako hapa nyuma, members, wanabaki bila chochote. Now we want to begin with our people here, the community itself, so that we can be able to do business and also to serve in churches with money.
Mafunzo ambayo yamekuja ni mafunzo ambayo kila mtu na kila Mkristo na yeyote yule anafaa kuyashika ili aweze kuwa na anafikiria ni nini. Watu wengine vile nilisema wanaweza kuwa wewe uko na uwezo hata wa kuanza biashara, lakini unangojea uajiriwe mahali.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And across the borders, Hamas has said it is committed to implementing the Gaza ceasefire deal with Israel and will continue releasing hostages as scheduled, raising hopes that a resumption of the war can be averted. Following talks in Cairo, the Palestinian armed group has said mediators from Egypt and Qatar had confirmed they will remove obstacles. There was no response from Israel, but Egyptian and Qatari reports also said mediators had bridged the gaps between the two sides and both were committed to continue implementation. Israel said the ceasefire will end if Hamas did not return hostages by Saturday. Hamas had earlier said it was postponing releases over what it claimed were Israeli violations.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.